This week I want to focus on doing characters and architecture, kind of bringing them together. And I thought this would be a very interesting character. Joan of Arc, obviously a historical character. And I found this. This is Joan of Arc by SAB-M on DeviantArt. And remember, anytime you get inspired by artists on the internet, at least give them some credit. It's always worthwhile. And I thought, well, this kind of combine these two together, but you just can't do that at once. So I basically took my sketchbook, and I've been working on, how to put this person with a piece of architecture. And I thought, having the architecture as if you're looking up at it. Remember we talked about horizon lines? So my horizon line is running through here. And so then as I'm looking up this way, my perspective lines are coming down and then down this way. And this is a French countryside, so I thought a vineyard would be kind of fun. And I'm also going to try and use a Sharpie pen to do this and then just color in the lines. That's just a little different technique. But I tried a couple other ideas. I saw full-on Joan of Arc character with a sword and sort of one cut off at below the knees. But I like the proportion of this one the best. Tells a story, there's a sword, and I think this proportionally works better, at least for me anyway. Okay, but you can see that you work these things out. Look at some scrap, look at some things that inspire you, and then put them together in a sketchbook. And then we'll translate this to an actual sheet. I'm going to use a blue pen, or blue pencil, excuse me. And at this point, I'm not going to worry about putting any blue tape around first. Just going to see if I can, sort of work with this character. And again, their face is pretty square, large eyes, a little bit of an anime cartoon comic, which I thought was kind of neat. And we'll put her over here on this side of the paper. It's our square. Come across here for the eyes. And these are almond-shaped eyes, obviously. Almond shapes are like this. And kind of big. And little lashes towards the top. Very feminine. We'll go into the details later, but this sort of gets us the basic drawing. Her eyebrows. Down for the nose, a little bit of sort of a triangle here where the nose is, and just the base and the nostrils. And we got a little piece here. And she's got kind of an interesting look as far as the mouth. Get a little closer here in terms of the mouth. Again, the corners go out to the edge of the eyes, the center of the eyes this way. And just the small upper lip, and a little bit of a large lip at the bottom. And the distance of the chin is about equal from here to here. So I always make my chins a little too short. A little pointed. High cheekbone. There's the cheek. And the forehead's up here. And she's really known for this. Well, I don't know if how true it is. We don't have pictures of her. There's some accounts of her face. But she was a warrior. She was sort of the spiritual leader of France during the 100 Years' War, towards the end of the 100 Years' War. And they put her in a battle. Not so much the fight, I don't think, but I think she was sort of like their good luck charm. And gave the French army a lot of spirit to beat back the Brits. So that face is going to help launch the rest of this proportion. Her neck, and a little bit of an oversized armor. Again, she was a small girl, so the armor might be a little bit large for her. Okay. Again, this is still a sketch. They usually had some kind of interesting pieces at the end to help protect her shoulders here. Center line like that. Her arm, again, the arm comes back here to the elbow, comes back up where she's gripping her sword. She's that other hand here. Again, we're sort of blocking the details, blocking the proportions of the hand. Her sword sort of runs down the center like this. This is called the hilt, I'm not too sure. Her sword here. And we'll take the sword off to the edge like this. Again, a little bit of a comic caricature. This is the end of her elbows here. I thought some of you might like the armor. Make it nice and shiny like we did before. We've done armor before, but I thought this might work. This. Also, by doing the drawing first here on a sketch pad, you know, just sort of working out the drawing proportions, you know, you get a chance to just exercise. It's better, basically. So the more, again, practice is everything. So we've got her, got the other side of her arm here. This comes down like this. So I think roughed in, the proportions look pretty good. I probably have the sword a little bit different angle than the one in the picture, but that's okay. It's still your interpretation. It's your art. So we basically have Joan here in blue, okay? And then now I'm gonna go back to the horizon line I'm putting in is right about through here, okay? So that's my horizon line. And then again, I'm looking at my castle. I like the one that I drew here, so I'm gonna try and do that one. Do that one again. And so I've got sort of maybe a hedge here. I think this is gonna be a stone wall. So it's going to have rocks in it. Okay, and then there's maybe some shrubbery in here. Okay, I'm going to make it into a church, but you know, churches needed protection back in the day. This is 1400. So I think I've got 1412. Basically, they think she was born in 1412 and was killed in 1431. A little gruesome story, but it is part of history, at least the French history anyway. So this is my sort of not quite a castle, but this is the spire here for protection for the church. And then I'm gonna put a church right next to it here. So my lines are kind of going down this way. So my lines are doing this. So you're looking up at it. Maybe I'll bring it down just a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. Room for the cross. But this gives me my lines, my construction lines. So I'm looking at small at the top and it sort of splays out this way, the perspective. So it looks like you're looking up at it. And then maybe some kind of a roof down here or another part of the church. So they've got the church and sort of it's protecting walls here. Just kind of think this is what I'm up to. And then below it, I'm going to put vineyard. And this should be kind of a challenge. I'm going to have to get some pictures of vineyards before I go too far. But this is just sort of the center lines of the vineyards. I'm going to come in later with the detail. In fact, before I even start the pin work. See, but we had split right here, it's like in this way, and then in the field, the vineyard sort of splays back and forth like that, okay? So here's our complete, that's not too bad. Let's see, kind of worked over here. I'll make sure to put some trees behind her over here. I might even put trees back over here behind her a little bit. fact, we kind of learned about mountains, so maybe just a slight mountain here. Hillside, I should say, and then maybe, obviously, there's a little bit of clouds here. So I'm going to take this all the way out to the paper. Probably will add a little bit of tape, just to make sure I stay in a certain amount of lines here. There, we'll do that. Give myself a really slight border. Maybe over here some more of the vineyards kind of coming out this way. Okay, that is my drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna just I'm gonna stop there, and I'm gonna get my Sharpie pens ready, and I think I'm gonna get some scrap again for the vineyard. So in terms of my scrap, I've got the picture that I like, and I'm gonna put in some of these bricks in here. So sort of a church, early church, medieval church. A little bit of this flavor here, and then I'm gonna get some images of the vineyard so we can kind of look at that, and I'll start using my Sharpie pen. Okay.